Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over in the YouTube account and we're going to be going through kind of what I do on a daily basis. Got a lot of questions about this recently, and I want to show you even the utilization of diamonds. Now, overall, when it comes to diamonds, looking at your draconic heroes, looking at your celestials and your hypos, that is going to be the ones that a lot of diamonds are going to be eaten up a lot later. If you're early to AFK Arena, you really do need to focus on the faction because of the faction tower specifically. If you're making progression within the towers itself, it's going to yield you diamonds, but it is also going to give you time emblems, and it's going to give you those stargazer scrolls to make those summons, making sure that you push progression. Now, we just first logged into AFK Arena. This is right after the reset. So right out of here, fast rewards. Now, normally we take this all the way up to 200 diamonds because at this point of AFK Arena, you get pretty much everything you need out of here. Even looking at, we're getting essence out of here, we're getting cores, we're getting poke coins, we're getting baits, we're getting twisted essence. We are getting pretty much everything we need out of here. And this is going to accumulate because this is doing it one time. Then we do it for 50 diamonds right there, which is our second time. Our third time right here, again, getting a couple more cores. Fourth time at 100 diamonds, again, getting a lot more essence. And then the fifth time, and that is going to be the final time that we're doing this. So if you think about it 5 times, I mean, even here, we're looking at 300, 400 essence. Times 5, you're getting a significant amount. Not only, not including the cores, the baits, the poke coins, everything else you're getting out of doing these resets, then it gets too expensive. In my opinion, if you are not a whale at 200 diamonds, not really worth it anymore to go through here and make progression. Now, daily, I go in here and I begin one battle. The only time that I farm is when I actually intentionally farm a little bit of places or a little bit of content. Because if I go in here now, I'm going to show you exactly what happens. We'll copy Corwin in here. We'll go ahead and set up the auto battle because then when we come out of here, there are, and of course you can't get back to the campaign because it brings me back into the battle. So I don't like the auto battle here because I don't know if there's a way or if something that I'm missing, but I can't go to a lot of other things within the campaign, but I can hop into the dark forest. And as you can see on the right side, we want to collect up and make sure the friends list is active. This is important. You can see Matt has been AFK for 1 day as well as Lemons. I'm going to go ahead and send and receive. We use any of our short or long term that we're looking for out of here. And we always collect our mail. Now, I believe I still do have a VIP code that I'm going to have to use pretty soon. So definitely going to have to pick that one up pretty quick. But again, we're going to let this run. Now, ultimately, when it comes to your daily quest, you only want to do, again, one stage in the campaign. But as we've gotten to this auto battle, going in here and setting this up with the King's Tower, setting this up with a campaign progression, it can run while you're running through everything else. Now, bounty board specifically, if there is no event that is giving you the 100% bonus, I'm going to dispatch. I'm not going to spend the 50 diamonds. If you wanted to, right up here, and a lot of players were not aware, you can actually refresh this, looking to get a lot more essence out of here, which is a primary. And again, I don't want to spend the time and effort to go through here, but once you do get to level 8, if you're getting some of the ascended quests out of here, it can really be worth it when you're getting a lot more diamonds versus the cost of actually refreshing this and getting a lot more essence to actually level up a lot faster. Now, team bounties, of course, these are going to be a set. You cannot reset the team bounties, so we'll go ahead and grab those. Now, the arena, this is the place where we're usually just going to do one battle unless we intentionally plan to go in here. And of course, it's going to stop the campaign battle. That's the reason I don't like the campaign battle. When you're kind of playing around, even with the King's Tower, it's going to kick you out of all the other battles because you're entering another battle. You'll notice right here, this is already ended. It'll show the battle has ended. We didn't make progression, but we did get credit within the daily quest for going and finishing that out. Now, King's Tower, this is another part where if I intentionally come in here and I'm looking to farm the King's Tower, they're going to give you an incredible amount of loot, including Stargazer Scrolls and also the Essence. When it comes to Essence within AFK Arena, this is something you're going to need forever versus if you're day one, if you're 6 years in like I am, Hero's Essence is always, always, always going to be a requirement as the level cap within the Resonating Crystal continues to increase as we get new heroes. Hero Essence is going to be used forever within AFK Arena. Again, it's super important to go in here. And like I said earlier, when I come in here and I'm kind of playing around, looking around, I will just grab a comp out of here. Even there's level 907, so should be pretty easy since we're on 1055. I'm going to drop out of here. That is going to complete it for our daily quest, and we can move on to everything else. Now, some place like the Arcane Labyrinth, you'll get to a point if you're running this normal, then when you unlock Dismal, always do dismal. And then, of course, you get to a point where when you're running this through kind of time and time again, it does make it incredibly easy because you can level sweep it. So every 2 days I hop in here, I get all of the rewards, including, again, we are getting 24 2-hour essence. We are getting our baits in here. We're getting our labyrinth tokens, 700 diamonds, which is awesome, but we're getting elemental cores. Again, this game is about what you do on a daily basis to make progression, and getting the loot in every place that you can within AFK Arena really does make an absolute difference when it comes to progression and when it comes to progression in this game. Now, breaking down the store, this one is another place where most players will use a little bit of diamonds. And the priority when it comes to the shop itself is the time emblem. Now, when we start looking at the Awakened heroes, when we look at Envy, the Awakened version of Athalia, when you look at Thorin, Chimera, Lucius, they are the strongest heroes within AFK Arena, the Awakened version of Leica. There are so many that are absolutely pivotal, the absolute strongest heroes within AFK Arena, short of probably the Highborn Draconic heroes, and kind of on par with the regular Draconic heroes. But overall, looking at the utility of these heroes, again, this is a place where you will always use time emblems throughout AFK Arena. There's not a time, that you're going to skip a bunch of Awakened heroes, and it's been even kind of fine-tuned over the last couple versions we've seen, or last iterations, because it seems, even thinking of Zora, thinking of Envy, now looking at the Awakened version of Estrilda, that all of the Awakened heroes have a very solid, really solidified spot within the meta formations that we see. So buying out the time emblem every single day is a priority. Now, priority number 2 in here would be, and again, the really top priority would be the baits, getting baits and buying baits out of here up to the Beast Resonance 18. Once you go to 18, you could look at getting cores, or you could look at arcane staffs. And honestly, looking at the difference between the baits and the difference between the staffs, they're both kind of similarly priced, but right now you do get baits kind of on a couple different places. Arcane staffs, good luck. Lilith still has not added them well over a year into AFK Arena. We need a place where we can get staffs on a regular basis, and getting them out of here is really the only place. That's why I have that little star. When I do my quick buy, it does include the arcane staff, because again, when you look at cores, you're getting them on a regular basis. Baits you're getting kind of on a regular basis. So if you want to really make, and I know the Ghoulish Gallery is a pain for a lot of players, and I know the Ghoulish Gallery unlocks very, very early within AFK Arena. So again, really going in, getting the baits, I feel like that's important, because when you start getting to 2 teams, 3 teams, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, having those beasts and having those beasts built out, and the way that I kind of look at it is with the beast specifically, if you do not have the beast built out to a higher level, it's like having a half-built hero that doesn't have the effectiveness that we need of a fully built out hero. The quick buy, again, this is what I'm picking out, because you always want to pick up essence. Again, essence every single day. Poke coins are another one every single day. And then the arcane shards. Now, when you start thinking of all of these, they're going to be bought with gold. Now, if you do need primordial or amplifying emblems, you can always get them out of the shop. You can add them to that buy list depending on where you are. Now, early game, I wouldn't recommend probably buying out the staffs or the baits, just again for the simple fact diamonds are going to be used in your summons, making sure that you can really prioritize getting into those towers. But the time emblem is going to be 100% an absolute requirement. Now we come up to the Oaken. This is another place we're going to go ahead. We're going to collect our loot every single day. It is going to add, again, some more essence, some more diamonds. You can kind of see where this is going on the regular for everything that we have within here. And then hopping in to the guild hunt. Now in here, you want to make sure that you're maximizing everything. If you are in an active guild, you're going to get a lot of resources. Bugged every now and then doesn't come up with the rewards. You still get them, but I believe it's because my guild coins currently are full. We want to hop in here. You want to make sure that you're doing both of the hunting field contracts every single day. Now, again, this is going to skip the battle or quit the battle on that world tree to go in here and fight the boss. And here, once you get the team set, you can leave it for the following 7 days, and you can just go ahead and kick this through really quick, because not only are you gaining 200 diamonds out of here, you're also getting 2 copies of the 6-hour small essence pack, which you absolutely want to get. Really, really does make a big priority. Again, if you're pulling and getting 2 of these every single day, it makes a big difference. When you start, again, thinking of days, but then it goes into weeks, and even, 6 years down the road in AFK Arena, this makes a really big difference. Now, in addition, always want to get and maximize the damage within Riz, and then you want to do the same within Soren because, again, you're getting diamonds out of the game mode. Absolutely. Now, active guilds, boom, you can get a lot of essence. You can get a lot of chests. Even looking here, we got 15 of our epic chests out of here. Always want to try to be in a larger guild or a guild that is actually active, so you are getting a lot of the rewards in there. Now, when it comes to the shop itself, this is another one that I want to look at for just a minute. So when we look at the visiting merchant, there's going to be event deals in here, which again, the basic event deals, if you're a small player, do work incredibly well. But there's one that is really big right now, which is the signature item level up. So as you can see in here, and when we think, so it is 5,000 diamonds to get 10 scrolls or essentially 110 summons, meaning looking at the diamonds here, this is going to be cheaper than actually doing the summons, because you can see 5 scrolls right here is 2,500 diamonds. Right here it is at 2,000. So this is actually a really good buy in here for the simple fact that even though it's costing, what, 17,000 diamonds, you are getting the scrolls for Draconic Heroes a lot cheaper than just using the diamonds in there themselves. Should have absolutely saved for this. And you can see we do have a little bit of time left in this. Ends in Zolrath is up here. We have 9 more days. So I'm going to save my diamonds. I'm going to try to get these scrolls out of here. Make sure you're doing the same because, again, when we start looking at the regular Draconic Heroes, when you start looking at, Velfira, when you start looking at Scion, when you look at Melion, when you look at Nyla, some of those are required not only for some of the meta formations that we see, but they are also required in a couple different places, including being able to make progression within the Dragonforge trials by leveling up those Draconic Heroes. So definitely don't want to miss out of here. But if you're doing purchases, the monthly card and the deluxe monthly card, this is something that we have literally picked up for years. Really important because not only do you pick up a lot more essence out of here, but you get red chests. And then when we swap over to the deluxe monthly card, you're getting, boom, exactly what you want with the time emblem. Big priority right there. But you're also getting more elemental cores and more red chests out of both of these. And I know this is a 30-day card that you actually pick up. That means you're getting 30 additional time emblems, but you're getting the cores, you're getting the red chest, you're getting the essence, you're getting literally everything that you need to pick up again within AFK Arena. Now, me personally, I still pick up the Champions of Espria. And then we also did include, last time doing the Twisted Bounty, trying to get a little bit more Poke Coins. Riga rewards are great for early players. So if you're newer to AFK Arena, if you're a small dolphin, if you're getting and picking up these stones, it can really make a big difference. If you get a Celestial or a Hypo, maybe even Awakened Hero out of here, it can really make a big difference. Now, Trading Post, this is one that's just going to be completely free. But going through and kind of running the gauntlet around everything in AFK Arena is going to go ahead. We can begin our battle. It is going to pick up all of our loot, getting a lot more keys for the events that are going on, and all the events roll up to the weeklies. And then, of course, campaign progression you can make as well, allowing you to get a lot more resources out of there. So even thinking about going around to everywhere that we just went, these are the chests we picked up. I know we do have, the daily and the deluxe daily card, but looking at the chest, guys, remember, we get 2 of these. This is another 600 essence a day that we're picking up. We do get the small essence, which is another, 2,500. We get some experience in there. We get some gold, which we really don't need at all. But then we start getting the chest. So there's 100 diamonds. There's another 90 diamonds. And there's another 40 diamonds out of there. So we're already up to 230. We'll pick up a couple red chests. And you can see, used to obtain rewards. It just continues to climb through everything that we're picking up. So now we're already up to 5 red chests out of here. We're also picking up 40 of our elemental cores. And then we're picking up another 6 or 2 of those 6-hour essence in there. We just picked up 3,000 essence, as you can see in totality right there. Then we pick up another 2,300 out of here. That's another 8, giving us almost enough for another level. So again, when we start thinking bigger picture, every 2 or 3 days, we're gaining more levels, starting to level up that resonating crystal, which really does make a difference on how much progression you can make. Because remember, there are a lot of places within AFK Arena that still use martial ratings. Heroes of Espria, the Abyssal Expedition, a couple different places where the higher you have on your crystal level, the higher you're going to be level-wise when it comes to those game modes, meaning that if you want to be competitive within AFK Arena, you're absolutely going to have to gain the levels and level up the resonating crystal. As you can see, I still have, 110 levels to gain before I cap the crystal. And that doesn't even account if we get any new ascended heroes in here. So it really does make a big difference when you're pushing through. And it looks like that floor is 1605. We did pick up some cards and some more essence, which is going to give us the ability to pick up another level within the resonating crystal. That should have gave us, oh, it already counted. Must have already counted in there. But like I was saying, going through here, farming out the King's Tower and also the faction towers are absolutely making a game changer. This is the big priority when it comes to a newer player to AFK Arena. All right, guys, so that's kind of what I run through every single day. I mean, it takes probably about 10 minutes to just kind of run through everything, make sure we're caught up, making sure we're not missing anything. And then, of course, I go back probably in a couple hours. I'll hit up maybe some of the events, some of the things that are going on, make sure all my teams that are within the treasure scramble, make sure we're pushing some progression in the Cursed Realm and the Nightmare Corridor. Guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.